Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty Nomad. So if you've been watching my channel lately, you'll know that I'll be in Australia by the time I post this video, as I'm heading down under to attend the Australian version of the Academy Awards and walk the red carpet with my partner, who's been nominated for 5 awards. Here's a little preview of us on the big day.
I'm proud of what we do here in Australia.
But there were 2 ceremonies, so as you just saw, I went with this silver chainmail dress for the nighttime ceremony, but I wanted to try a different look for the daytime ceremony they were hosting. So I was going to go with this yellow dress because I can see yellow is a really big red carpet trend at the moment, and I was thinking of a more goldy, beigey, simple eye and a dramatic lip. So let's get started. Okay, so please excuse my hair, I'm just setting this wave in, and I've already put on my foundation and brows. Check out my other red carpet tutorial to see how I got the perfect foundation match. You can see it right here or in the link in the description box. I went a bit thicker with my brows this time just to change it up and see how that might look for a red carpet. So I'm just prepping under the eyes now with some eye cream, and I'm going to see how I go with this Age Rewind Concealer by Maybelline. It's a pretty thin formula, so I normally use it as a highlighting concealer as opposed to one for full coverage. So if it's not enough, I'm just going to add another concealer on top, but it should be fine on all other highlight points like my nose and upper lip and upper cheekbone. Okay, next I'm going to spot conceal with my handy Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage in SC05. This is one of my holy grail concealing products. It's so good for an all-day opaque coverage, so I only use it very sparingly, which means that this compact is going to last for ages. I'll use my flat foundation brush that I'd already used earlier to apply my foundation to pat this concealer down too, so all the colors just melt and blend into one another. I want perfect, flawless, red carpet worthy skin, so I'm just going to go ahead and tap over the Laura Mercier concealer with some of my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Ginger, and also apply it over any other remaining dark marks, including under my eyes, because like I was fearing, that Age Rewind Concealer from Maybelline wasn't full coverage enough for my purposes here. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend everything down with a Dome Shadow Brush from Real Techniques, which I can't ever honestly remember using as an eyeshadow brush. I've always used it for concealing and blending, and it's perfect for that. And next, to lock everything into place, I'm using my Bare Minerals Original Powder in Medium Tan. Now, this is actually a foundation powder in its own right, not a setting powder, but like I keep saying, I want a full-on red carpet perfect look, so I'm going to go ahead and layer this on top to give myself that glowy, mineralized finish. Okay, I'm ready for my eyes now, so I'm going to start by spreading a really generic vanilla beigey shade all over the lid. I think I'm using Abyssinia from NARS here, but if you have a different skin tone than me, just adjust accordingly with a brighter beige that's slightly lighter than your own lid color. Now, using Blondie from NARS, I'm going to start shading my crease. Because it's a slightly cooler brown, it looks like a shadow and works perfectly for some subtle contouring of my eye shape. If you want to achieve a subtle contouring like this, staying within a neutral color palette of eyeshadows will be really helpful here. I find that the Madrag Duo palette from NARS is a really good combination of colors to achieve this sort of subtle contouring on a number of different skin tones, just if you're looking for a recommendation. Now, with a clean fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend these 2 colors into one another so there aren't any harsh lines. To deepen up the color in the crease, I'm just grabbing a bit of this bronzer on the same brush and working it into the upper corner there. Now I'm grabbing Bengali from NARS, this really rich brown, and just a simple piece of folded tissue to create a really nice sharp line of definition for my eye. I basically extend the tissue out at the same angle as my lower waterline, like I normally would do for liquid liner, and just start working the powder from the lash line out. And I'm just tucking it right into the corner of the crease as well, as you can see. Once I've built it up to the intensity that I like, I'm grabbing a soft fluffy brush again and blending it down and diffusing it a bit. It might seem like a lot of work to blend things down with this brush after, like why not just start with a soft diffusing brush to begin with? And I mean, you could, but that would make the final look a lot more soft overall, with no intense lines. And since I want some red carpet drama, I'm better off laying down some sharper lines first and then sort of softly diffusing them out afterwards, just to keep that intensity there. Finally, I'm ready to lay some black liquid liner over the top of the shadows right at the lash line. I'm using one of my favorite liquid liners. I use it in all my videos pretty much. It is the Wet n Wild Mega Liner, just in the shade black. I'm just going to go ahead and pop on some of this gorgeous bronze colored eyeliner from NARS. It's called Via Appia or Via Appia. And I just love this as an alternative to black, which I think would make the eye a little too intense for daytime. So bronze is a great way to still bring definition to the eye without looking too harsh. And I find that this color looks gorgeous on all eye colors. And last but not least, I'm grabbing my Laura Mercier Extra Lash Sculpting Mascara and giving myself a couple of good coats. Alright, perfect. I'm really happy with the way that that's turned out. Subtle but defined. So I'm just going to quickly do the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, my eyes are done and I'm ready to move on to my cheeks now. So I'm grabbing the same bronzer that I used on my eyes and using the same tissue trick that I used on my eyes as well. But this time, obviously, it's to create a really defined cheekbone contour. So as you can see, this creates a really sharp line, which makes me look a bit like an 80s music video extra. So I have to really soften it out and blend it right down and keep building the intensity as I see fit. This is a really great trick if you are new to contouring and want to target your lines really carefully. Just be really, really vigilant about blending afterwards. In my opinion, powder contouring is much easier than it is with cream contouring if you're just new to all this. So I always encourage my clients who are just learning to try out powders first and then graduate their way up to creams and beauty blenders later. And if you find that there are patches of bronzer that aren't as dark as others, you can just very easily target the gaps with a smaller brush like I'm doing here, which is just with an eyeshadow brush. I'm now just using the same eyeshadow brush to do my nose contour. So just targeting along the sides of my nose and staying away from the center where I already highlighted with my concealer earlier. And I'm going to go ahead and connect up the side contouring to my eye shading from earlier. And then I'm just grabbing the same brush that I'd used for my cheek contouring and blending down those lines on the nose. So really this is the same principle as the eye and cheek intense lines that I created first and then blending and diffusing them out with other brushes. Now with all the contour lines in, I'm ready for some color on the cheeks. So I'm grabbing this beautiful pink shade from Sunday Riley and applying it onto the apples of my cheeks and sweeping it up over the top of the bronzer. And then because I know that my lips are going to end up being more of a reddy color, I'm using my NARS Blush in Tau to go over the top of the Sunday Riley pink blush. Time for some highlighter now. I'm actually using this Shimmering Champagne Gold shadow to add some shimmer under my brow, and I'm just going to go ahead and take it right over the top of my cheekbone too, because why not? I mean, a shimmer is a shimmer is a shimmer, and I think it picks up the light just fine. The only difference between this and a proper highlighter is that maybe a proper highlighter would be more finely milled, but I don't exactly mind the slightly more sparkly element to this, as I think it's going to pick up under bright lights and cameras better. I'm not exactly trying to be subtle with this look after all. I'll just highlight down my nose and onto my Cupid's bow as well, just to finish off. And now I'm finally ready for my lips. I'm using this gorgeous velvet matte lipstick from NARS in a shade called Damned as my liner, just to get a bit of a more purpley undertone going on with the lips. I'm going for a sort of Marsala color here, so I'm just going to go ahead and top off the liner with this Ready Round lipstick from NARS in a shade called VIP Red. Just going to blot it down to really seal it in and press the color down. And then I'm done. Even something that looks more simple like this can be a lot more work in the red carpet version because obviously you want to make sure everything is just perfect. So time to take out these clips now and see how that wave set down. Pretty good, I think. I mean, I'm no hair expert, but I'm going to go ahead and have my hair done professionally for the awards, and I'm going to ask for a proper Hollywood finger wave. But I just did this like at-home curly version today just to get a vague reference point for how it might look on the day. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And here's the dress if you wanted a proper look. It's from an Australian brand called Chic. I bought it a few years ago, but I know that like yellow is really big on the red carpet, so I'm loving it, and it's got pockets as well. I have a nude strappy heel that I'll wear with it if I do end up wearing it on the red carpet. They're actually sitting on that box on the floor in the background, if you can see them. But yeah, if I don't end up wearing this dress to the awards, I also have a wedding that I'm invited to a little bit later in Australia, so I could wear it there. It's just fun to give it a test run right now, and I'm really interested to see what you guys think. Okay, so one more thing. I ended up changing the lips a little bit to a more purpley color by adding more of that dammed liner over the top and finishing it up with another NARS color called Palais Royale. So that's what you're seeing in these stills. Again, would love to get your feedback to see which color you guys liked better. Hope you enjoyed getting red carpet ready with me again, and I'll see you in my next video. Ciao for now. Bye!